Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Noise Pond, a channel dedicated to music recommendations. And today, I got a little rec and review for you. I'm going to be talking about Mandy, Indiana's new record, URGH. Mandy, Indiana, playing off oddly of the city Gary, Indiana, everyone's favorite city in the US. They are an English and French electro-industrial dance punk band. Yes, this all makes sense. This is a very unique group that was high on my radar after their debut, I've Seen Away, which left such a creative imprint on me. In the same vein of a model actress, they debuted with such a cold dance punk sound, maybe diving a bit more into the deconstructed Eurocentric side. And similar to model actress, their follow-up was a highly anticipated project for me, and then expanded upon the development of their sound with what is, in my opinion, a more honed in banger of a project. As I was hoping, the beats and drums here are loud and off the wall. The synths and sample play is fun and addictive as all hell, and singer Valentine Caulfield carries such a strength and conviction. She also provides the French flavor to this project, as most of it is in French, and as far away from a language guru that I am, most of my experience and run through of this record, like maybe my first 1 to 3 listens, were without a lot of the context on the lyrical side. But when you get down to it, this new record, URGH, or is backed by a lot of pain and fury, and in true punk fashion is a provocative statement against those who look to harm or exploit others in their position of power. Poignant, repetitive assertions, almost ritualistic, are shoved in as blatant acts of defiance. They aren't healing or going away quietly here. They want those up top to feel their wrath. You can feel this on aggressive cuts like Magazine and on the closer, I'll Ask Her, the former being this blunt call out to singer Valentine's former abuser as she dials in her anger and lets them know that they can't run away. The industrial jungle of this track grows faster and heavier, and it's like an emotional and mental chase, and one that you can't escape from, or her abuser can't escape from. I'll Ask Her comments on the culture of misogyny and how so much toxic and abusive behavior is given a pass simply because men have the upper edge on social dynamics. You can pinpoint all of this surface level behavior as a woman or a group of women, and your comments will still be discarded and you will be viewed as crazy. There's this clean, uncomfortable narrative to this track as it details an abuse case growing more alarming, brought to life even with this like squeaky, distorted alarm sound going off in this steady tempo of anxious drums. The ugly taste this track leaves you off with is such a surreal, hair-raising sentiment that should make anyone look in the mirror for a bit. And there are these stop and drop moments all across the record. I mean, you don't even have to look that far into this project with the menacing opening statement that is Sevastopol. Your brain will be legit rattled 5 seconds into this project with a clash of static noise and dense and dirty 808s. If you're an industrial freak like me, the alarms go off and you just know you are in for a joyride. During my first listen, I was going on a walk at night outside, and I took a picture of my face after the start of this track. I'm like, holy shit, this thing bangs. This biblical apocalyptic track details what seems to be the beginning of the end of the world, and we are a world just ready to hit its next plague or famine, and it's just such a cataclysmic spectacle before our eyes. The vocals here are rhythmically glitched up and fit perfectly with the track's tone and pace, and the cold, echoey drum loops that cut into the second half of the track are just so addictive. This track, in such a short amount of time, packs so much industrial chaos and imagery in its sound and in its lyrics. It's punchy and experimental, and it might remain one of my favorite openers of the year, honestly. Even having heard their debut, it wasn't so surprising that I was gonna fall in love with this project. The complex layering and rhythmic juice juice that came on the lead single, Cursive, my God, foreshadowed that Mandy, Indiana were not playing around here. This lead single sounds like it was made in a warehouse in the Amazon with its dark tropical rhythms paving the way. It then brilliantly transitions into a more bubbly big beat with Valentine absolutely killing it on the vocal front, and just from the guitars to the drums to the beat, it's a complete package of a track, and one that found a very nice place on my running playlist. This will get you chugging along if you're looking for something juicy out there. And again, while I still very much enjoyed their debut, you can just sense the focus and feel the bravado on URGH. It's only in an instance like on A Brighter Tomorrow where things slow down just a little too much in my opinion and feel a bit muddled up. I mean, after being hammered from all different directions with chaotic rhythms to then slow down in this like dreamlike state doesn't quite match the itch of the other bold moments. It doesn't have the pulse and fun sample play like on Try Saying, or the dizzying brutality of an Is Halt, a song built for a state's protesting body. It doesn't feature my man, Billy Woods. I mean, seriously, where the hell does this guy keep spawning from? I just talked about him featuring on like the same part of a record on my last review of By Storm's project, and that was at least a rap record, but I guess I missed the Calci Betty line on Billy Woods appearing on a Mandy, Indiana project. The song he features on, Sicko, has such a nasty and hard as hell beat with more on-point sample work rocking the hook, and these are near the fastest and most overblown that you will hear Woods' vocals as he poetically details the overglorification of casual violence and tragedy in society. My favorite social message of this project falls on the track Dodecahedron, where it's a moment dedicated towards the bystanders and benefactors of elitism around the world. It's a shattering wake-up call to all of those people and how history will remember them as a coward or as someone contributing to tragedy, or on the other hand, as someone being swept up in the undertow of the protesting wave that will eventually crash into all of the elites. There's this crazy psychedelic oscillation of high-pitched synth notes and industrial rhythms that hit on the later half of this track that feel like an alien cosmic message. It's just another one of those standout, discoverable highlights that breathes so much life into this project's run. URGH is what happens when progressive and nuanced creatives start to find their groove in an always questionable social political climate. You can get into the details of personal abuse or disdain for modern culture on a lyrical level, but really the music itself captures this anguish amongst a room of ominous and energetic movements. I'll tell you, this record leaves me hungry for more and more, and the runtime of it feels like it just slips through my fingers by the time I get to the end. It also has me feeling that if I'm not hardcore making love to a cement wall during this thing, then I think I've done it a disservice. For me, this is a good step up from the previous effort and will likely find a nice place on my end of the year list, as I love and highly recommend URGH by Mandy, Indiana. As always, artist links and my music socials below. Let me know how you feel about this one. If you were also trying to bang a wall, I completely understand, and I definitely probably did do that in my free time. But you can also come around next time for some more music recs around the pond.